Has someone coerced you into being here?
Do you count Harvey Weinstein as a coercer?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most scandalous celebrities who got away with crimes, despite some obvious warnings.
Did you ever try and do anything about Savile?
I did my bit. I said what I had to.
Number 10, Jeffrey Epstein.
He was here around Easter, and he rides his bicycle around, usually with the young girls.
While he's now a household name, Jeffrey Epstein first came to the public's attention in 2005, at a time when he was a popular and successful financer. In March of that year, a woman informed the Palm Beach Police Department that her teenage stepdaughter was taken to Epstein's mansion and paid to massage him.
Palm Beach estate formerly owned by Jeffrey Epstein has been demolished. The demolition of the 6-bedroom mansion began yesterday.
An investigation was opened, and it uncovered a long history of sexual assault involving dozens of girls. Unfortunately, the law totally bungled the case by giving Epstein a highly controversial plea agreement, and he received just 18 months in prison. He was out in 12. It was a warning that no one heeded, and the assaults and sex trafficking continued for years after, until he was famously arrested again in 2019.
He says it appears that many people here would prefer to forget or not even bother now with Jeffrey Epstein.
Number 9, Lance Armstrong.
For years, his achievements have been marred by whispers that he was a drug cheat. Well, they're whispers no more.
There were few athletes as big as Lance Armstrong in the early 2000s. He brought cycling to the mainstream and won the Tour de France in 7 straight years from 1999 to 2005. And from the very beginning, people were trying to tell us that he was a cheater. Many people came clean about Armstrong's history with doping, from journalists to fellow cyclists to Armstrong's masseuse.
It was surreal to watch. You have to understand, this is a man who has fought with everything he could to maintain this lie through vicious attacks, threats, and lawsuits.
However, their claims were often met with legal threats or just blatantly ignored due to Armstrong's influence in the sports community. And year after year, Armstrong denied it. That is, until the United States Anti-Doping Agency proved conclusively that Armstrong was using PEDs, to which he finally came clean and admitted to years of cheating and deception.
And then, of course, there is the question of how much of what he said can even be believed, since Armstrong clearly admitted to being a very good liar.
Number 8, Ellen DeGeneres. For a long time, Ellen DeGeneres was regarded as a pop culture icon with an enormously popular talk show and a legacy of aiding LGBT acceptance on mainstream television.
I'm so afraid to tell people. Susan, I'm gay.
But the house of cards started collapsing in March of 2020 when comedian Kevin T. Porter called DeGeneres one of the meanest people alive on Twitter. Many people responded positively to Porter's tweet, supporting the claim and sharing personal anecdotes about their harsh run-ins with DeGeneres.
If you're watching because you love me, thank you. If you're watching because you don't love me, welcome.
We didn't know it at the time, but this thread was a huge warning. Just 4 months later, an extensive report was released in which former employees accused DeGeneres of harassment, racism, and toxic workplace behavior. The allegations effectively killed her career and ruined what was once a sterling reputation.
The people I spoke to said that there is what they call a culture of fear and intimidation, and that is how the show is.
Number 7, Bernie Madoff.
You had to step through the looking glass into this alternate reality where literally nothing was real.
It was all fake. The money went poof, gone.
While not necessarily a celebrity in the traditional sense, Bernie Madoff was widely known as the chairman of the NASDAQ stock exchange. He also owned his own firm, through which he conducted the largest Ponzi scheme in history. Warnings were raised by multiple people, including financial analyst Harry Markopolos, who knew that Madoff's numbers were fraudulent after looking at them for just 5 minutes.
It took me 5 minutes to know that it was a fraud. It took me another almost 4 hours of mathematical modeling to prove that it was a fraud.
Markopolos told the Securities and Exchange Commission about Madoff's shady accounting back in 1999. They ignored him. Madoff was eventually turned in by his own sons in 2008, and investigators concluded that he had stolen over $65 billion from investors. The SEC was viciously criticized for its poor work ethic in investigating Madoff, despite repeated warnings over a number of years.
How many times did you send material to the SEC?
May 2000, October 2001, October, November and December 2005.
Number 6, Kevin Spacey.
Anthony Rapp is best known for his role in the Broadway and movie versions of Rent. The actor says he felt compelled to share his story now after so many women came forward with accusations against Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein.
One of the biggest actors of all time was brought down in October 2017 when Anthony Rapp accused him of sexual assault. His allegation dates back to 1986 when Spacey made a drunken and unwanted advance upon the underage Rapp at a party. This accusation opened the floodgates, and Spacey's downfall is now the stuff of legend.
I think it was every single place you could imagine in our industry. Every woman I've spoken to, female actor I've spoken to, can tell you a story.
But did you know that Rapp tried to warn us about Spacey before 2017? Yep, he shared this exact story with the LGBT magazine The Advocate all the way back in 2001. However, Spacey's name was redacted for legal reasons, and because no one knew who Rapp was talking about, the accusations were largely ignored. Heck, even Family Guy tried to warn us back in 2005.
Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement! Help me!
Number 5. Harvey Weinstein.
More women worldwide have come forward to accuse producer Harvey Weinstein of sexual misconduct.
It was basically an open secret in Hollywood that Harvey Weinstein was a creep. Rumors of his salacious casting couch had circulated for decades, and references to his inappropriate behavior popped up in shows like Girls and 30 Rock.
I'm not afraid of anyone in show business. I turned down intercourse with Harvey Weinstein on no less than 3 occasions out of 5.
But it wasn't just shows. Multiple celebrities alluded to Weinstein's crimes years before they were publicly known. Seth MacFarlane made a joke at the Oscars. Courtney Love gave a startling piece of advice at the roast of Pamela Anderson. Gwyneth Paltrow told David Letterman that Weinstein will coerce you to do a thing or two. Looking back, these were obvious clues, but they went completely ignored and unchecked, allowing Weinstein's crimes to continue unabated for years to come.
I do all my movies for Harvey Weinstein. That's Miramax for all of you. Yeah. And I'm lucky to do them there, but he will coerce you to do it.
And so Harvey said, I tell you what, go on and talk about your movie. Is that what Harvey said?
Number 4, Jimmy Savile.
Did they air that? No. It just got suppressed.
Yeah.
For legal reasons.
Yeah.
The once popular Jimmy Savile wasn't around to experience his downfall, as it occurred after his death in 2011, but there had been many warnings beforehand, warnings that went completely ignored. In fact, the allegations date all the way back to the 1950s. An official police investigation against Savile was opened in 1958 following claims of sexual abuse, but there was not enough evidence to charge him.
It was just that I had evidence of it for the first time. Having heard a lot of gossip, I saw with my own eyes how he was behaving.
Sex Pistols vocalist Johnny Rotten alluded to Savile's crimes in a 1978 interview with the BBC. Heck, even Savile himself tried to warn us. He wrote an autobiography in 1974 titled As It Happened, inside of which are blatant admissions of criminal conduct. No one cared.
In 1974, he gave her his autobiography, writing inside, "No escape," and signing it, "Her keeper."
Number 3, R. Kelly.
Because I'd always heard that rumor that R. Kelly married Aaliyah because he had gotten her pregnant.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
The first major warning sign about R. Kelly appeared in the December 1994 issue of Vibe magazine. Inside was the secret marriage certificate between Kelly and Aaliyah. Their marriage had privately occurred on August 31st, 1994, when Kelly was 27 and Aaliyah just 15. Things took an even darker turn in 1996, when a woman named Tiffany Hawkins tried to tell the world about Kelly's dark propensities.
There was a lot of fun, and my friends were all in his bedroom.
She filed a lawsuit against the singer, claiming that she had been sexually abused and that Kelly had a thing for younger women. The suit was quietly settled in 1998 for $250,000. It was another 4 years before the Chicago Sun-Times broke the Kelly story wide open and kickstarted the famous criminal proceedings of the 2000s.
We've seen the tape. It is raunchy and uncomfortable for us to watch.
Number 2, Bill Cosby.
Back live, and I am joined by one of the women who made accusations against America's dad all these decades ago.
There were a multitude of allegations against Bill Cosby before the famous reckoning of 2014, but no one wanted to incriminate America's dad. Joan Tarshish told a reporter named John Millward that she was sexually assaulted by Cosby back in the 1980s. Millward did not write about it. Playboy playmate Victoria Valentino made sexual assault allegations against Cosby in 1996. The report was never published.
Just your reaction to this outcome, Ms. Valentino.
Well, we're doing a victory lap. I don't know whether to laugh, cry, do the Zorba dance.
The National Enquirer wrote a story about Cosby in 1990, and radio show host Wendy Williams openly spoke about the story on her program. No one cared. Lachelle Covington filed a complaint against Cosby in 2000. The district attorney never prosecuted him. Plenty of people tried speaking out, but everyone refused to listen.
So I dust the article off, and I talk about it in my Dish the Dirt segment, you know, with the Wake Up Club.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Diddy.
So he is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm.
While the allegations date back to the early 90s, the first major red flags against Diddy popped up in 2017. This is when his personal chef, Cindy Rueda, filed a lawsuit against him claiming sexual harassment. It was quietly settled in 2019, and the singer faced no major ramifications to his public image. Regardless, it was a clear snapshot of what was to come in 2023 and 24, when Diddy faced an onslaught of accusations. Attorney Andrew Van Ardsdale reports that he's heard from 3,000 people with accusations against Diddy, and according to the Washington Post, over 120 lawsuits will be brought against him. Half of the plaintiffs claimed to have reported Diddy to the police, and some even went directly to the FBI.
Wow, I mean, shocking details to say the very least, and I'm sure just the start of what's to come.
Do you remember when these scandals broke? Let us know in the comments below.
Many powerful people, there are many dirty secrets.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.